Alright, well, I've been trying to get a second video of this thing for a while now, but none of them seem to be coming out. I had a decent one the other day, but I had forgot to turn the music off on my truck, and it seemed to have messed with the microphone a little bit. Still got some really seriously unfavorable lighting conditions, but whatever. It is what it is. Let's see. Should be good. I added flaperons to this thing. Not that it needs them for lift purposes, but it needs them to slow its ass down. I really been struggling to keep this thing slow enough. It'll land at a snail's pace, but to get it to that point is like pulling teeth. So I slipped the living daylights out of it to try to get it to slow down with the flaperons down, and it seems to really seems to help. But overall, super happy with it. It's now trimmed, fully trimmed with pearl wine and metallic purple. As I'd mentioned, I think in the last video, that is colors my daughter picked out. We kind of built it a little bit together. She's 7, so that's why it's pink and purple, but honestly they work really well together. Got like a checkered pattern on the bottom. First time really I did any kind of checkered pattern, but the only problem I've been having with it is getting it to tumble. And I understand that this wing and layout of a Skiaos is pretty old, kind of before tumbling was a thing, and even though I did enlarge the elevator quite a bit, it's still, the wing, it seems like the wing just doesn't want to stall. It's very fat as far as the airfoil goes. It just kind of struggles to get it to kind of stop flying and stall the wing. You can do it, but it's just a little bit, it takes a little bit. I also had an issue. I had some cheaper servos in it, and I found it was hunting a lot on pitch. That's me doing that, but it was kind of like all over the place, because I mean I do have a lot of throw on the elevator, so it is fairly sensitive. I'm running like 50% expo on it with full rate, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, and so it was hunting, and I also found while I was putting a different servo in it, a little bit better high-tech servo, that my elevator linkage is just a hair on the stiff side. So I gotta look at it to see why it's so stiff. And I think that's why the other cheaper servo was hunting. This servo deals with it better. If it doesn't find center, it kind of like works its way back to center. So it feels a little weird. It's like kind of slowly brings itself back, but it's better than it was. It's definitely less, it's not hunting as much on pitch as it was. The CG, I've been working my way back. I'm all the way to the back of my all the way to the back of the tray right now. I can go back further if I build something, but it's pretty much neutral right now as far as trimmed for inverted. So that's right side up, and just a hair of forward pressure. That's not even any forward, yeah, just a hair of forward pressure needed to keep it. I did seen this in the last video. I did seal the aileron hinges, which really really increased the roll rate quite nicely. But overall, it's a wonderful flying plane. It's very light on its wing. It's almost to the point where I'm a little unhappy that it's a little too floaty, but I'm just used to flying heavier planes, so I think I just got to get used to it. It does basically everything that it upright as it does inverted. There's literally no, it's like it just might as well just fly it inverted all day. I haven't really found any bad habits from it, which I think is why it's so popular. as an aerobatic plane. It's really, anybody can fly these things with the way the wing is designed. I had contemplated designing a thinner airfoil wing, and I might still do it someday. I was also talking to a friend of mine that said maybe experiment with adding some stall strips to the leading edge towards like the root of the wing. Like 3D print something, or even make something out of like balsa on the leading edge, and see if that'll get the wing to stall a little sooner when you're doing some stuff like snaps. Snaps are fine, but I'm just so used to like the decathlon, and they have so much coupling on the rudder with the roll, where this thing just, if you feed in rudder, it just turns flat. Like it has almost zero roll coupling. So I just have to, with the decathlon and like Citabrias and stuff, you can initiate a snap just by a little elevator and a little bit of rudder. But with these, you gotta throw some some aileron in there to get the roll going. But just a little bit to get used to. But yeah, the stall doesn't really do anything. I'll put the flaps in just for the heck of it, and I'll come to the wind here, but like, see what it does here. I'm not actually touching anything right now. I'm just giving a little aileron. It does go a little nose up. I gotta throw a little elevator trim when I engage the flaps, but that's literally just, all I'm messing with is aileron just to keep it flying. But that's with the flaperons in it, and it's starting to fall now, but it hasn't really dropped the wing. I haven't really corrected. Here comes the sun. But yeah, it's like basically a stall plane with these flaperons. It still flies even really slow with the without them. I can go under the sun here. Nope. Like, it'll tumble, but it just kind of wants to keep flying. And if you don't get it just right, it just kind of flies in a circle. Yeah, I didn't really get anything going there, but again, it's an old design. It wasn't meant to do that. I thought maybe just to making the elevator bigger and give it more authority would give it that ability, but it needs a little extra. It needs something, but that's why we experiment with things. I also wanted to see what the whole Skiaos craze was all about, honestly, which is why I left the wing alone. And I can fly it on lower rate elevator and it flies just fine. Does what it's supposed to do. But it's after I get the elevator kind of sorted out with the friction that it has on it, which I don't really know why. I'm wondering if just my clevises are just a hair tight in the horns on the elevator themselves, but yeah, that was actually a pretty decent one there. Oh, the battery's bitching at me. But see if we can get this thing down. It's actually kind of cool that it kind of just gives itself a little nose up by itself. Just floating in. Give it a little rudder here to kind of get it to come down. There's the windsock. We'll try to avoid that. Yeah, we got it pretty slow here. She fell out at the last second, but not bad. But yeah, it's a fun one. And that's it. I don't know if you can kind of see the colors there, if they're in screen right now, but they flip-flop quite a bit with the sun. They go from really dark, like a darker dark pink, almost purple, to a complete pink, and then the purple can turn almost black depending on how you look at it. But yeah, super happy with it, and we'll be flying it more. Just got to figure out the elevator a little bit, and I think it'll be perfect.